Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to take a look at what are the basic UI UX design principles we need to follow in order to design any application. So basically if we are building any application we need to follow some best practices and some tips. So the first major thing you need to understand that UI is not equal to UX. UI means user interface and UX means user experience. So majorly UI focus on the visual elements of the application such as colors, typography, icons and layout. So if you open an application, let's take a look at Amazon website. You see there they have buttons, they have drop down list menu, they have category search bar. So all these elements are considered in UI like buttons and other interactive element that enable user to interact with the application. So let's say if you want to log into the website, there is a login button that let user know that when you click on that button you are able to log in the application. And UX is more of understanding the need of users, focusing on their goals and expectation. So like if you are building an application, UI have their own elements, but UX is how your application works and UI means how your application will look like. A good UX design aims to make the user journey through the application as efficient and effective as possible. So good user experience is also important. I am going to show you two images so you can get idea what difference in UI and UX. So let's have a look at these two examples. So the first one, we have the example of ketchup bottle. So in the first section, you see that the UI mean the shape of bottle is good as compared to second one, but the user experience of this is not that much great. In the second image, you can see the baby is sitting here and the toys are hanging, but the UX, this is what the baby sees, right? And the major important thing in design is accessibility. So design for human and design for everyone. Then we have the part like how your design and experience should be. So first of all, accessibility that makes the app accessible to all kind of users. Then we have the navigation and information hierarchy. So we have to prioritize and structure the essential information. So if you take a look at Amazon website, let's say, so whenever any user come to this website, they have the categories display on the top, they have the latest trends appearing here, and majorly these are the categories, right? So it is in well structured manner. So if you want to search for specific category, you have this. Like if you want to search for any electronic appliances, all that comes under appliances. There also they have their subcategories like TV, audio, cameras, and in appliances they have air conditioner, refrigerator. So we have the one complete structure in this application that we need to follow in every app we are building. Then the third point we have is our design should be user centered. That means important of understanding user needs and expectation. Then we have the consistency, colors and typography. So for every application, consistency is important. For color and typography, we should follow the branding colors. So if you are building any application, you have to make a design system for that. Or if you are building any application, let's say in Power Apps, and if some clients come to you, then we have to follow their colors, typography they have used on their website, or ask them to share the branding guidelines with you, right? Then we have the very basic thing that display proper information. So let's say if you are showing any error message, success message, so if user submitted any form, then you need to display a message that your form is submitted successfully. If you are getting an error message, then you should display according to that. So let's take a look at this sample. So let's say how to write a good error message. So the first one is be clear, not ambiguous. So the first line says write error message in clear and simple language. The user should be able to understand the problem while reading an error message. So let's take a look at these two images. So this error will appear when the user login fail. So the first image says that your username and or password do not match, and the second one says you cannot log into application. So what is the difference in between two? So as you can see in the first image, the information and the message is very clear that you, if I enter the wrong email or password, it is informing me that you have entered wrong email or password. You need to check it on your side. But in the second image, it is not that much clear. Here, it only says you cannot log into application, but user need to know why I am not able to log in this application, right? So let's take a look at these examples. So let's say this is a kind of window error message. So let's say can't find the object, catastrophic failure. And what this message does, it does not give any clue or reason about the problem and the solution. So if you are showing the error message, you should display the problem and the solution. So let's say this error message display the problem that your login has been failed. What you need to do, you need to check your username or password, and the solution is you can retry. You can click on retry to retry the login. Then the second one we have is be short and meaningful, right? As I told you that you should give proper information about the error message. That doesn't mean you write a whole paragraph about this error message. So let's say here we have the email field, and let's say we have the general email validation, like it should include the @ character, some domain name, .in, .com, etc. So you should use proper validation message to display the user. So let's say here we have please enter your email address in the following format, that name and domain.com, let's say. And the second image says that the email address you enter does not match with the required format. Please enter your email address using standard format. Now the problem here is it says that your email address does not match with the required format, but user need to know what is the required format so we can follow that in your email ID. So the first image is very clear that it says email address is incorrect format, and this is the format you need to follow. So be precise and be conscious. Then we have the point like don't use technical words or jargons. So here as you can see, as a user, so the first rule of design is accessibility, design for everyone. So let's say if someone is a non-technical person appearing or trying to log in into website or doing some operations you need to perform, let's say if you are creating records in some system or data source, and if the internet connection lost, it will give the error that network error, which is fine, but we need to display a proper reason, like the network connection is lost. Like if you have seen, if you are logging into Prime Video or Netflix.com, suddenly your internet connectivity gone, then it will display the message. But as you can see in the second one, the operation couldn't be completed and the error 500. So this is not that much clear, right? So if you are a techie guy, you will understand this, but as a non-techie person, I'm not able to get what it's this message saying, right? And this is the very important point, be humble, don't blame the user. Like a good error message is humble. It conveys the issue gracefully to its user without blaming him for his action. Like you don't have to blame the user. Suppose he have to enter email ID and password for the login, then you should display the error message in humble way, not like he is doing some crime or anything. Like if he entered the wrong password, then he did a very bad crime in his life, etc. So let's have a look at this. So here we have the name field, and if it's blank, then we are displaying please enter your name. And here it says you didn't enter your name. So if you are reading this message, you can find the difference in between those. Like in the first one, user is informed in a humble way about the problem. Like here we are genuinely saying that you did not enter your name, but as you can see, here we have mentioned this problem, and here we are blaming the user. You didn't enter your name. Then this is a very basic thing like avoid negative words. So this is the complete blog I can share with you, and there are some UI UX design principle also you need to follow while developing your design or building any application you have. So in terms of Power App, what you can do in Power Apps, we already have some templates available. So what you can do, I will share a link of some blogs that will tell you more about UI and UX design, and you need to apply it to the existing application. So let's say if you go to make.powerapps.com, when you click on create, you will find a bunch of templates here. So let's say you can take any one template for now. So I will take this one. So let's say I will take the leave request. I will select the mode. I will click on create. So as a developer or a Power Apps developer, you don't have to be a designer, but there are some principles of the basic UI and UX you need to follow for every design application you make. So let's say I have opened this application and we are going to see like what are the UI mistakes, what are the UX issues are there. You can choose any application you want. You make the points, you build the same application with the improved points. So let's say I am playing with the application. Let's say I will select as a login as employee. So this is the home screen. So the first issue I am seeing that this is a very classic UI, like it is clearly looking that this application was made in 1990s, let's say. So it's a very classic UI, so you can improve the UI. If we look at the functionality, so here what we have the my leave request, leave balance, holidays, about, logout, etc. So the first UX issue I am seeing here is these are the buttons, right? But as you can see, when I am hovering over it, it is not letting the user that these are clickable. So I will tell you what I mean. So let's say take a look at this setting icon on the top, right? So when I am hovering over it, it is displaying the cursor symbol, right? So it is notifying or allowing user that this setting icon is clickable. And if we come here, if we take a look at this, as you can see, it is not showing me the cursor icon. It is showing me the normal icon. So we'll see what is the issue here. So as you can see in this gallery, it is taking label and there will be a separator. So on the label, they have used the on select one. So what we can improve here, instead of label, we can use button. So this is the first simple change we can do. Then if we take a look at these filters like all, pending, approved, decline, right? So as I am talking about the error message, so as you can see, these are very general information. Like if there are no approved requests, it is only simplifying that no approved requests are here, no decline requests. So this is fine. Okay. So let's say we'll take a look at this card. So it is displaying the reason, then start date and end date, and this will be, I think it's a title for this. When I click on it, it is saying request detail, total time requested, like this is the 5-day leave, this type is vacation. Okay, I think this is the leave type displaying here, and request sent to my name. Again, as you can see here, this is the edit icon. So the icon is clickable, but the edits text is not, right? So here as you can see, we have the vacation, sick leave, floating holidays, jury duty. So again, the issue here is, as you can see, these are look like buttons. So it is allowing user to select, but again, it is not giving me the cursor, that it is not informing the user that these are clickable, right? So we need to use buttons for it. As you can see here, I think they have applied validations also, but it is not clearly indicating. So we need to use a red color for all the required asterisk signs, right? So it is clearly indicating that. Then again, as you can see, the point we have saw earlier, the consistency. So as you can see, if we are using a button, then we should have the button with the borders for every screen we have, right? So this is about consistency. And the main important issue I am seeing here is it is not properly formatted. So as you can see, this is the complete form. So what we can build here is like have a complete form in the screen. You should take the first form field as a title, then you can take as a detail, then you allow user to select the from and to date, and then select the type of leave you want. So this is not that much in structured way, so this is the unstructured format, right? So let's take a look at if we create a request, what will happen. So as you can see, the form is opening the same. We have to select the leave plan. We have to, let's say I will take a sick leave, then selected date. So these control I will select and two. So what happen if we choose the end date before the start date? So start date must occur on or before date. Current balance 8 days and new balance. I think this is the backend database they are maintaining for the current balance and all. Submit request to my name is appearing. I think this is the user login default name. Yes, it is taking default name. Then here we are about your leave. This is our vacation, an example vacation request. And here we have the submit request button. So it is disabled because we have the error in our form. So if I resolved it, then it will appearing. So let's say if I click on submit request, it is saying that your request has been submitted. But it should also give the notification. As we saw in the Q&A app, we are using the notify function. Then the second screen we have is vacation. So as you can see, it is just displaying the information. Then we have the company holidays here. It is a simple table format. Then here is about the application and the logout. If I log in as a manager, I think we are getting a simple view as we have for the employee. So as you can see here, there is also a small issue like if we click on pending, these are tags. So let's say these are the status, not tags. So if we click on it, then it is showing the request detail. But as a new person, I am not able to get like how I can view the information. So if you are a user, then it should simply say that view details or there should be an arrow icon. But this is not the proper way to show the details. So it should display text like show information, or there should be arrow icon, or there should be a drop down icon to display this information, or we can show the information in pop-up also, right? So there are the small issues for the every application. So I will recommend you to go back and you can select any application you want. You find the UI or UX issues and you build the same application. I will also share all these links in the description section. You will go through it. So in the upcoming video, what we are going to, we are going to take one application from here. So let's say we have to leave request. Then let's say we will take this application, book a room. So this application allows us to book rooms inside your Office 365. So we'll take this application, we'll review it, and we'll build the same kind of application by resolving its UI and UX issues, right? So it's good to have you go through the applications they already have, and there are also some websites you can take the inspiration from. Like I generally use behance.net. If I want to build some application, I generally take inspiration from these website. So let's say if you want to build a learning management system, or let's say CMS, so I'm going to just search as CMS UI design. So you can see there are a bunch of designs you took inspiration from. You can also download the images. There is also one website called dribble.com. Here go to inspiration, and here also from this website you can take inspiration. So this is all about all the UI and UX designs principles you need to follow. So if you have any doubts regarding this, please let me know in comments. Thank you.